Lots of motorsports action yet to come your way here. The upcoming schedule later today, NASCAR Nationwide Series action here at Richmond over on ESPN2 at 6:30 Eastern Time. Joey Logano will lead him down to the green flag. NASCAR Now will wrap up all the action of the day at 9:30 Eastern Time. NASCAR Now Roundtable. Alan Bestwick and the boys tomorrow at 5 o'clock Eastern Time. And then next week, race number 1 of the NASCAR Sprint Cup chase for the championship, presented by GoDaddy.com on ABC Sunday at 1 o'clock Eastern Time from New Hampshire. 5-car, Casey Mears moving his way up. That is the Cheez-It Chevrolet. Casey, of course, leaving Rick Hendrick after 2008. He will become a full-time driver in the 07 for Richard Childress Racing in 2009. And Clint Boyer will move over to the 33 car next year.
Yeah, Casey having a pretty decent day. He's in 15th right now, battling Martin Truex. Actually just moved into the 14th spot as he's trying to hold Truex off. Good battle.
Still got 33 cars on the lead lap. Matt Kenseth still showing as the final car on the lead lap.
There's not enough laps now that you see that high line coming in some too, you know, for a lot of these guys.
There's Casey Kane in the 9 car. We've been following his progress in 9th position. Kyle Busch in the 18 car. Here's a surprise. Kyle's starting to get a little aggressive here about the halfway point.
All about winning for that team. We heard him talk about it. They've got nothing to lose, just going for it. He's got that high line going pretty well. Been watching him the last few laps. His car has been really, really fast. We see just up in front of him, the 29 and the 88 are up against the wall, but Kyle Busch has been the fastest car. Mike, you have more?
Yeah, it's been a bit of a handful for him so far today, DJ. Started off way too loose, but there's now another concern. A partially sticking throttle, he thinks. He says when he depresses the accelerator by about 1/8 of an inch and then brings it up slowly, it starts to stick. Steve Addington told him, do we need to fix it? He said, no, not right now, but he wants to keep him honest, but certainly it has to be reason for concern, I would think. Tim Brewer can certainly explain it a little bit better. He's with the Chevy Cutaway car.
There's nothing more irritating to a race car driver when that throttle doesn't respond properly. But what we do here, we actually raise this thing up. Sometimes the throttle will drag right there on the edge. That'll make it stick a little bit. But my experience, these heim joints right here, you've got one in the front and one in the rear. But if you don't put a little bit of lubrication on these things before the race and make them work real smooth, that might be just a point right there where the thing might be sticking.
I could hear that one squeaking a little bit, Tim. Maybe you ought to give it a little bit of lube.
And DJ, the good thing is that NASCAR a few years ago had to allow the drivers to put a bar across the top of their toe on the pedal, the throttle pedal, that you did have some hope of pulling it back if it starts to stick.
Yeah, you can do that, but it sure disrupts your rhythm. Not that it seems to be bothering him right now. It looks like throttle sticking's helping him a little bit as fast as he's going. But, yeah, it is an aggravating thing, and it's a good thing that they have that bar there. As we see the 07 and 48 having a battle here. Clint Boyer is kind of doing exactly what he needs to do here today. He's racing hard when he needs to, but not taking any unnecessary chances.
Yeah, with that 6 car having problems, he can at least breathe a little bit right here, just kind of get in rhythm and kind of focus on these other cars, not so much about them.
Got an 88-point bulge right now over Casey Kane, who's running back in 19th position. These two guys, by the way, the 48 and 07, are battling for 6th position. Jimmy Johnson currently has it. Kevin Harvick is our leader here at Richmond International Raceway. We have had 6 different leaders, 7 lead changes. We've had 5 cautions for 25 laps, and Harvick now has led a total of 67 laps. Trouble here at Richmond, the 42 car.
Spun out for us.
Juan Pablo Montoya, the 19 car. Elliott Sadler also having spun around. And a little damage on the right front there with Elliott and his Dodge.
Yeah, that's a huge break for David Reagan. He had just gone down a lap, and he'll get the free pass with this caution. But it's a terrible break here for the 19 car of Elliott Sadler. This guy's racing 3 wide down in the corner, which we've seen a lot, but looks like Montoya got in the wall before they got there.
Yeah, that was a little strange. I didn't see a tire down, but that's what it looked like may have happened.
Michael Waltrip's on board watching the 42.
One back, leader now.
He was all the way up against the wall.
Yeah.
Come down, come down, come down, come down, come down, come down.
So watch the 19 here and see what happens with him.
Couldn't quite figure out what happened to Sadler because he wasn't involved in the contact with Montoya.
Caution number 6, and Earnhardt Jr. will lead Kyle Busch, Harvick, Hamlin, and company on the pit road. There is Elliott Sadler's damaged right front tire that's cut down.
Yeah, just a flat tire. Jamie?
Well, Jeff Burton been riding around in the top 10, 8th right now, so the car's not turning as well, and that's ironic because they're actually testing some new things out to get this car to turn better. They're going to raise that track bar 2 rounds. Shannon?
Dale Jr. in this 88, they put air in the right side last pit stop. Well, they're taking it back out. Dale Jr. wants his car just how they unloaded on this track today. Mike.
Kevin Harvick in. He's saying his car's a little bit loose in and loose off. They'll make a wedge adjustment on the left side of that car. 4 tires there. In front of him, Kyle Busch is now away after a 4-tire stop. Still a little bit of frustration on his team. They're not happy with the way their stops have gone so far today, Doc.
A little bit of frustration there with Kyle Busch trying to lead the pits. There's Kevin Harvick. Boy, Harvick and Earnhardt were racing. Looked like a drag race down on the quarter mile to the exit of pit road. And
I could hardly tell from here that it's all the way around the corner, but it looked close.
Watch these guys try to get out of their pits and come down. It's almost like they're looking over like, there is the 88. Watch a 29 come into your picture.
All about inches.
Yeah, these 2 pit crews are doing a good job.
Earnhardt Jr., the first car off pit road, and again, you cannot mention that the David Reagan did get the free passes back on the lead lap.